Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome to another day of Planmas, where I post a video every day from the 1st to the 25th of December. And today we are doing a catch-up in my 2025 reading journal. I'm actually going to do some updates of my pages here with you, which I usually don't. I've just neglected some pages for a while, haven't printed off anything for a while, so it's taken a while for me to get back into my reading journal. But yeah, I haven't printed anything for a while and had to set up some pages. So you'll watch me, we'll be updating these pages, setting up some different tracking, like different pages. So some TVs, some Infinity Nikki playlists I like to do, no October and November spread, and my December spread as well. And I will talk a little bit about the books that I read, mainly in October. It's really what we're going to be seeing. But yeah, so we are just going first through my everyday reading tracker here, which I haven't counted up just yet. So I've honestly barely read in November. I've read over 60 something books, so I'm kind of just taking a break a little bit and not pushing myself. You can see my 2025 in 2025, my 25 books in 2025. I'm definitely not finishing this, but I'm okay with the progress that I've made. And I also ran out of space on this page. So my reading goal was to read 50 books, and I think I read like 52 last year, 54. So I wasn't expecting to get past like the 62 that I had available on this spread, but I did. Hooky is the last book I've listed here. Is like one of the first books I read in October. So yeah, I'm going to have to think about that for next year. These pages I haven't been able to add anything else to, but I'm pretty happy with where they are in terms of how completed they are. Oh yeah, I finally was able to print off some things. So I print off my monthly favorites for October, Salem's Lot, and for September, The Memory Police. Both excellent books. Oh yeah, I'm updating the stats tracker here, and you can see I've messed it up a few times. I'm going to kind of mess it up. Then the problem is I finished a book on October 1st, but I kind of counted more in September because it was for the September Magical Readathon month. So it's all messed up here, but I think my decision for next year is not to include a stats tracker page, because it honestly doesn't really bring me any joy, so I don't think there's any point in keeping it for next time. Just checking if I'd read anything off my Kindle library or Audible library, and checking in with my series tracker, which I finished some stuff, started and finished some stuff on this month. I still have some things to write out that you might have just seen flipping through, but again, my handwriting has been difficult recently, so I've been putting off writing these in, and I will, though, to finish it off. And that was my September spread, which just needed to be updated with some printed off bookshelves, book covers. Sorry, I can't talk today. But today we're going to set up my October spread, and I have this sheet from Sticky, which is a sheet of chicken witches, and I was like, you know what, I need to pull these out. So I'm just going to make some patterned backgrounds using my Tombow brush markers here, and I'm just going to draw out sort of like a I don't know, messy page, like a ripped, torn page on either side. One side will be October, one side will be November. Although November's not going to be very full at all, so that's fine. I will put in plenty of these chicken stickers to make up for it. So this is just the vision that I got in my head one time. I was like, you know what? One night I was like, I think I'm going to do some cute little gingham and plaid pages to put my chickens on top. So I ended up doing these pages, and I put this light brown like gingham pattern in the page, but then I felt like it wasn't enough like overall, like with all the white space. I sometimes I like white space and sometimes I don't. So we are also going to start on doing a background with a darker brown marker. And I'm going to be doing sort of more of a plaid pattern in that one. And yeah, this took a fair long time, so I apologize. The chicken stickers will be coming, I assure you. So yeah, I decided to try out this like wider, thinner pattern. And then I'll add a thick line to it. Well, I will test it out because I put in all these thin lines to make the plaid, and then I wasn't sure if I loved it or not, if I wanted more to it. Because yeah, I felt like it was kind of I don't know, like it was a bit too empty in comparison. And yes, you will notice I forgot the vertical lines on the bottom of that on the right-hand page, sorry. But don't worry, I will figure it out, and you will see when I figure it out. I figure it out too late for this coming part where I decided to put in a gingham section like between the lines. So I mess the lines up at least once because I didn't have the vertical lines telling me what to do. Like here, you can see I'm doing it in between the lines. And then I'm like, wait, why did that not work out? And you'll see the very moment I realize it. Not now. I won't realize it now. So I was like, oh, this is a struggle to see. Because I'm actually supposed to be skipping lines. And then I suddenly followed the gingham as it was a mistake. But hey, mistakes happen. I don't aim, honestly, for perfection or being super tidy or straight in my journals. I just want to have fun and put some stuff down on a page, you know? So it happens. It's fine. I think it turns out nicely in the end. You don't really notice those imperfections. Yeah, I still haven't noticed the vertical lines, if you can tell. I'm just going to keep on going and be like, la la la. La 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 la. I suppose having both the patterns is a little bit busy, but hey, that's the way it is. That's the way it goes sometimes. I was like, oh, this is so much easier because yep, there we go. I've realized, wait, this was so much easier in this bottom part. Why is that? Because I forgot the lines. We'll go back in once we're finished with this because, we're in the mode right now. And I just use the backing, this cardboard that I use behind my page, and I like to do it, I use it all the time when I'm doing this kind of marker stuff, it's a backing of a notepad that I finished. So I just kept it so I could keep it as like a, a background. So when I finished, I was like, oh, you can't, it's kind of messy with the pages in the front. So I was like, maybe I'll put a gray shadow underneath so it might pop out a bit more. But that didn't really work either. So now I'm going to go in with a black marker, which is a slightly thicker line, and just go over my black lines here that I did with my, was it my micro, I can't remember what pen I used, I apologize. But yeah, so I'm just going over it so then it comes out a little bit more, and yeah, I think that pretty much figures out the base. I think that makes it look a lot better. Makes it stand out. And because there's a lot of black in the chicken stickers as well with their little witch outfits, and I'm going to use these black alphabet stickers, these letter beads from Scribble Prints Co, to do just like the month. So I'm going to put November there and then October on the other side. And then I noticed I had these really cute heart and moon letter beads, so I'm going to put those as well, just to make it a little extra fancy and pretty and witchy. So that, yeah, I feel like that adds a lot to it, and it helps having the black outline on the box a bit thicker. So now we've got my book covers in, which I just make in Word and then print out on some sticker paper. Well, in fact, Hooky was the first book I finished in October, and then I finished all these other books that you're going to see here. So yeah, I'm way off from 62. And I've only just begun reading The Vanished Birds, and it's the 24th of November, so I don't think anything else is really going to get added to November here. but sometimes you just gotta take a break, you know. I've been reading a lot this year, and I'm happy with myself about that, but it's okay to take a break, especially because I was usually doing an audiobook and a normal, like, eyeball book at the same time, so thinking about 2 stories at once constantly was a lot. So sometimes I just need a little break. But in October, I read Hooky, which is a cute little graphic novel that my friend Andrea sent me. I finished the Assassin's Quest, of the Farseer trilogy from Robin Hobb, and I loved it. I read The Worst Witch, which I'm not going to give a rating because it's like a middle grade book, and it was kind of a reread special book, but it was really, really cute, and I enjoyed reading that for October kind of thing. And then I read the first book of the next trilogy in the Robin Hobb series, The Ship of Magic, which is alright. I definitely want to continue reading it, but I didn't love it as much as the Farseer trilogy, to be honest. And then my favorite book of the month was Salem's Lot by Stephen King. I didn't think I would love it as much as I did, but I really did enjoy it in the end. I just loved the way the story came together. And I can definitely see, now that I've read it, the influences on the show Midnight Mass by Mike Flanagan. Loved that one as well. And then at the end of the month, I read The Second Death of Locke because I was excited for it. They were saying it's a lady night book, and it's, if you loved The Six Deaths of the Saint by Alexi Harrow, I think is their name, then you'll love this book. And I will say I did not. I did not love it. I was pretty disappointed. It is definitely more of a romantasy than it is a fantasy, and I'm not really a romantasy girl. I want more fantasy, please. It's just like, there was good stuff in it, and I wish the romance was less so we could actually get more of the good stuff, you know? But the character just constantly thought about the love interest, and that was like it. It was kind of annoying. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it was a solid beginning of a book, but yeah, it just wasn't the right writing on a genre, I guess, for me. But I'm looking forward to trying out The Everlasting by Alexi Harrow because, you know, she wrote The Six Deaths of the Saint, which is awesome. A really good short story. So I'm hoping The Everlasting is just as good and a bit more in-depth than The Second Death of Locke was. Also, the name made me laugh because my partner's name is Locke, spelled the exact same way. So, yeah. And then I put The Vanished Birds in there for November, but yeah, I only just started the audiobook and I haven't really been listening to it, so that's on the agenda for December. But here I'm going to go and work from my TV page and my Infinity Nikki playlist to make another one, because I watched another 4 TV shows in the meantime. And then my Infinity Nikki playlist, it's if you haven't seen my Infinity Nikki journaling stuff, it is a video game, a live service game, so they do updates like every month, and every month is basically a new game soundtrack, and they put it up like on music platforms, and I love them. They're so good. I love listening to them just all the time. So the playlist is me just like putting in the new different albums and then selecting my favorite track from each of the albums. And usually I put 4 tracks on the playlist pages, but this time I'm going to do 3 because it leads us up to the very last soundtrack of the 1 version of the game. It's about to be updated to 2.0, so we're going to start fresh for 2.0 in my next reading journal. But I don't have the last soundtrack cover printed, so you won't see it in the spread. I kind of just left room for it. Until I could print it, because I don't want to waste paper on this tiny little square, you know. But for the TV shows, I put The Paper. This was like a new show from The Office sequel, and it was okay. It was fine. I didn't love it, but it wasn't like bad. And then we started watching High Potential, which is super fun. If you love a more wacky police procedural where the main character is like not in the police and they're super intelligent, and there's lots of like interesting crimes, but also some humor in there as well. I really, really enjoy it. So definitely check out High Potential. I know it's super popular now. And then we also watched The Studio. You know, we saw it win a bunch of Emmys, so we thought might as well check out The Studio. And yeah, really, really enjoyed it. It was a really great show about making movies. You know, I can see why it won awards because, you know, it's very industry focused, but it was actually really funny and really enjoyable. And really nicely made, like very beautiful show. And then finally, I put in the new season of Only Murders in the Building, which I really enjoyed. It's just become a really nice, like, cozy watch, and I'm glad it finally came out again in, like, autumn, because it's definitely an autumn cozy show to me. So, yeah, I really enjoyed the new season, and I think my favorite characters were the mobster mafia sons, the bros. They were so funny. And of course, as always, I love Oliver, and I loved the storyline with what's his character's name? I've already forgotten, but you know, it's Steve Martin. But yeah, I know I really enjoyed this season actually. So now we're also working on this playlist, which will have the 3 final patches of the 1 point blah version of the game. Before we go into a whole new region and everything. And I just thought I'd bring in some more pink and these letters stickers from Scribble Prints Co. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do the word because I can never remember how to do the word. Also, the fact is that Infinity Nikki has so many I's and N's in it. Oh my gosh. It's kind of like ridiculous. It takes up all the I's and the N's of these alphabet sheets. But yeah, we'll put in Infinity Nikki in these new sorbet ransom letters. And try to figure those out. But what else is there to talk about? But yeah, let me know down below what your favorite reads were for the last couple of months, October, November, December, depending on where you are watching this now. I have some plans for what I want to read in December, but I'm not pushing myself at the moment because, as I said, I've gone way over my goal. So I'm happy to give my brain a rest. But I think I want to make sure I do finish up my reread of the Alana books by Tamora Pierce because I bought the special editions this year from Illumicrate, and I really do want to finish this reread of them. I've read the first 2 books, so I have 2 more of them left to read, and they're not very long because, you know, they're like middle grade, young adult. But I read them when I was a kid, and they were my favorite books, and I haven't reread them since I was a kid, so I'm enjoying that reread. So I think that's one of my goals, is to finish both of the last 2 books for December. And otherwise, I'm not sure. I guess, you know, I've got some books that I bought for my birthday, so I definitely want to try some of those out, but we will see. So I got to this point, I'm like, wait, I don't have any like decoration stickers that I want to use. So I went through my little album that we organized at the beginning of Planmas when I organized my journal stuff, and I found this really cute coquette sheet from Scribble Prints Co, and I thought that'd be perfect to decorate this, you know, Nikki spread because she's so girly and cute and pink, and I love how there was a pink record as well. So I just cut that in half because I didn't think I needed a full circle of it. I did some layering of these pieces, just making sure I leave room for the final album cover. I think the page turns out really, really cute and girly. And I can't wait to do more of them in my next reading journal because, I don't know, they just give me a little extra joy, and it's nice to add some music and some TV and movies into my reading journal. Because I guess it's more of a media journal, but hey, it's more fun in the planner, having more fun in my journal, basically. So yeah, a little bit more pink because it's still feeling a little bit, you know, white, empty. So yeah, I think that's mostly finished here. Oh, then I decided to go in with the marker, doing some swirls and hearts and stars. Maybe I did too much here. Like, it probably looks fine being empty, but you know how it goes. I couldn't help myself. I did want to try out a different layout of these for 2026. Maybe not do them like the groups that I've done, maybe do them more of a list like the TV ones. I also want to redo how I do the TV ones as well, but I kind of just been keeping on with the styles that I've done just to keep them similar. But I definitely want to try out some new stuff in my next reading journal, which will hopefully have a setup very soon, near the end of Planmas. Now I'm just looking for some more stickers here. I can't remember what. Oh right, now I was like, you know what? Let's do December as well. I wasn't planning to do my December setup, but I was like, you know, I'm here. Let's do it. What do I have that I can use? And I stumbled across these Merry Angels from Scribble Prints Co here. And I didn't have a plan in my head at all because I didn't even plan to use these. So I kind of just whipped this together. I looked at them and I had an idea in my head. And I thought I'll do a strip of marker pattern like gingham because I just love to do that. It's just fun and easy. I'll do a strip at the top and a strip at the bottom. And I will put these Sunny Angel stickers across the bottom. I think that'll be really cute. And it actually worked out perfectly. I didn't even count how many I had. They just ended up, I think there's 8 of them. So it just perfectly fit across the bottom on both sides. So I was happy about that. So here I'm going to put them across the bottom. And then I was really excited. Oh, it was more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so okay, there's 10 of them, isn't there? Yeah. I can't count. But anyway, there's an equal amount of them, so I was able to perfectly align them across the bottom, which I thought looked so cute and simple, but it really makes an impact. And then there was a bunch of fun stars on the top. And I thought, okay, what do I want to do for the titles? And I was like, you know what? I can finally use these keyboard stickers because I'm so excited for them. Here's me trying to figure out what the middle of the letter of the word is. Just to make it a bit easier to place the headers. So December's equal, so I'll put EM. At first I was going to put them across the top and I was like, I don't know, like it covers the pattern up a lot, so I am going to move those down and to be more like the Sunny Angels because I think it looks a bit more equal that way, a bit more balanced. But yeah, I've been really wanting to use these keyboard letter stickers, so I'm excited I got to use them here. And then we'll put the colorful stars all around them from the Sunny Angels page. So I decided I only need 1 page for December, so this other page is actually going to be my list for Planmas. I won't fill out the video list here with you, but afterwards I did fill out my video list, and then I just gave myself a little area to tick them off so I knew that so I could plan when they were done. I'm already tracking that when they're done and what videos need to do in my daily planner, but I thought it'd be cute to add it here as well since it's a big thing I'm doing in December, and it's another page to put in here. So we got December for my books and Planmas for my Planmas video list. But I'm going to use up all of these stars because I think they're so cute and they really like bring the color up from the bottom to the top. And really I feel like balance out whether using the keyboard letters across both the top bar and the page. So yeah, I think it turned out so cute. So now I'm just counting how many lines I have, and I don't have enough lines vertically, so I'm just going to do a double list. So I'm going to draw more lines than I need to for my 25 videos, but that's fine. I decided to bring in this blue because we do have those blue stars and a bit of blue through the stickers. So I thought, why not? Why not? Let's just change it up. Maybe a mistake, but I don't know. I think it turns out okay in the end. And then I'll just have this little column here where I can tick them off when I'm done. And I just use this lighter pink marker to do the second line. So it's easier just to fill it in. And yeah, I think it turned out cute otherwise. Adds a little bit more color to the page as well. So you can see here, I'm just going to do some black outlines just to make it a bit more clean. And there is where I'm going to do my tick for the video being done and uploaded, and the name for the video on the side. And then for Planmas, and then for the other side for December, I'm just going to put in my book covers here when I have them, which I don't at the moment. In fact, that will probably be one of my book covers. So I'm going to try and make some room to have 2 levels. We might not need to, but all these sticker papers are on removable mat, so we can move those around later. But I thought I'd put it in there just so I knew where things were going to go. But that is basically my December pages all done, and everything I'm going to do to catch up in my reading journal for now. I will have a full flip through and finish of my reading journal in the new year for 2025, and of course the 2026 setup will be coming very soon here in Planmas. But yeah, I'm really happy with how these pages turned out, especially December, because it just happened. I just came up with it. So we did a little work on September, so I'll show you that finished. We got October done, although I don't think it's going to change much from here, but I still think it turned out cute, and I do love the chicken stickers, although I think I prefer matte stickers overall in my journal. Then we got my TV stuff and my Vinny Nikki playlist, and then we have December and Planmas. So if you like this, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, because I have more videos coming every day this Planmas, so don't miss out. Let me know down below what you thought, what were your favorite books in October, or what are you hoping to read this December, and otherwise leave me a book emoji, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I love you. Bye.